We're here with Scott Spiva from Icon Alloys. And Scott, you guys have over 20 different models of wheels, including a few new models that you've released just in the last few months. We have in front of us a standard wheel and then the Icon Rebound Pro with that interlock technology. Can you take us on a deeper dive of your wheels?
Absolutely. So the Icon Alloys brand basically stemmed from our specific recommendations for offsets and backspacing when we're developing a suspension system for, say, a new platform of truck. And we found out that not every manufacturer would offer all the different offsets that we were usually calling out. So we decided to take it in our own hands and fill that gap in the market. And it's very much snowballed from there. Now, like you said, we have a ton of different designs, ton of different colors. They're all wheels designed with suspension in mind, you could say. So each one of them is optimized for whichever application it's meant for. That comes down to backspacing, wheel offset, spoke clearance from your brake calipers, down to the hub bore. We try to make it as application specific of a wheel as possible. And that takes all the guesswork out of it. When you're choosing your wheel and tire package, you know this is what's going to fit. It's going to allow me to clear that big tire that I want, and just be a straight bolt-on process. And you've got a ton of different options to choose from to fit your style.
Now, these aren't just for Icon vehicle dynamic suspensions. These are going to work very well on all suspensions.
Correct. If you're talking a particular application, say again the F-150, if we have a certain wheel recommendation for our coilovers, we'll be perfectly honest, that same wheel is going to fit really nice on someone else's coilovers and give you that same benefit. So if you want to mix and match different components, by all means go for it. We still got stuff to get that truck looking and performing the way that you want.
Scott, can you take us into the construction of these wheels?
Absolutely. So these are all cast aluminum wheels, but they are designed with strength in mind. And so we typically have on the higher end of the load range ratings for a competitively sized wheel. Most of our 17-inch are in the 2,750 pound range, and some of our 8-lug wheels go up to 4,000 pounds.
Wow.
And that's a really strong wheel for a cast aluminum wheel. And so we're trying to keep that price point competitive, just a few $100 per wheel versus, $600, $700, $800 for a forged version of the same thing. Sure, they may be stronger, but with the inherent design that we build into these, they're plenty strong enough for everything outside of, race applications. And I've seen them on race cars too, so I know they still hold up. There's no need for that forging or anything like that. Lifetime guarantee structurally, you'll never have any problems with the structural integrity of this wheel, no matter how hard you use it.
We're going to move from the standard wheel over to the Icon Rebound Pro, and this is one of my favorite wheels. This is a lightweight wheel, and it acts like a beadlock, but it's not a traditional beadlock. Mm-hmm. So this is going to meet the DOT specifications. So let's go ahead and get a little deeper into this wheel.
Absolutely. So we had this crazy idea that ended up being super simple of a better way to lock the bead onto your wheel so you can run lower tire pressures, drive more aggressively, and with that confidence that you're not going to debead your tire or get a flat. This interlock came of that, basically. And what it is a series of these hardened alloy pins that thread through the wheel and seat behind the tire bead and pretty much lock it in place. So there's no way to get the bead to slide inboard to pop it off. And to kind of validate this theory of ours, we did all of the official DOT testing. They call it the FNVSS 139 tire bead unseat resistance test.
That's a mouthful.
It's a lot, yeah. And pretty much what it is, it's a hydraulic ram with a plastic wedge on it, and they jam that sucker right up against the tire bead here and measure how much force it takes to debead it at various tire pressures. The particular test was down to 10 psi, and we did both 35 and 37, various different tires. And the machine the hydraulic ram ran out of stroke and had over triple the force on the sidewall as a regular wheel would take the debead, and it never debeaded once. And that was repeated multiple times in testing, 0 debeads. It just ran out of stroke, and we couldn't actually see what it's got.
So you actually maxed out the DOT testing and you still couldn't debead this wheel.
Correct, yep. We've got all of the data posted up on our website on the interlock section. And so it shows what a traditional, say, rebound wheel without the interlock technology would take to debead, and then the actual force that we were able to achieve once that throw range of the ram was exceeded.
And this wheel is about 10 pounds lighter, and depending on what you're looking at and comparing against, it's about $100 cheaper than a traditional beadlock. Again, this is why it's one of my favorite wheels.
It's trying to check all the boxes, give the guys that don't want beadlock hassles that same beadlock confidence.
Well, now that we've had a deeper dive on the Icon alloys, both the regular wheel and the Icon Rebound Pro, which is a beadlock style wheel, if you have any more questions on these products, well, hit those down in the comments section below. We'd be happy to answer them for you.